Before we get into today's episode, let me ask you something. Do you know what your current level of English really is? Understanding your level is crucial to tracking your progress and ensuring your hard work is paying off. That's why I've created a quick and easy English level test that you can take right now for free. Find out your level instantly. Just head to thebritishenglishpodcast.com/testme or check the link in the show notes. Hello and welcome to another episode of the British English Podcast, the show that brings you culture and language in one go. It's like killing two birds with one stone, a popular idiom across many languages that means you achieve two things with one action. I think in Italy, they say, the direct translation, they say, catching two pigeons with one bean. If I've got that wrong, let me know, anyone who knows better. In Portugal, apparently it's killing two rabbits with one stroke. And in Russia, they say to kill two hares with one shot. But yeah, please do email in to put me straight, to correct me if I've got these translations wrong. But yes, as always, we are killing two birds with one stone today. Starting to sound quite violent, that phrase to me now. I assure you, no birds were affected during this episode. The only person that was inconvenienced was one of my sisters called Holly, because I managed to convince her to record an episode about our childhood memories. So you're about to hear from two 30-something-year-old Brits who grew up mainly in the 90s and noughties, reminiscing over their childhood. And some nice language came up today, so listen out for that and enjoy. Have you ever wondered if you're making real progress in your English learning journey? Knowing your level is the key to recognizing your improvements. I have a fantastic tool for you, a free English level test that gives you an instant result. Take a few minutes now to discover your level and continue your learning journey with confidence. Visit thebritishenglishpodcast.com/testme or click the link in the show notes to find out your level of English today. Hello, Holly. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Charlie?
I'm very good. Sat in your kitchen in your new abode.
My new home, yes.
Abode,
yes. My lovely new home.
2 months in.
2 months in, loving it.
Yes.
Yes, very happy.
Bigger house,
more space for all my children.
more to clean.
And worth the stress of a house move in England.
Okay.
Yes.
That took a long time, didn't it, for you?
It was a stressful, emotional roller coaster.
Ooh, okay.
But totally worth it in the end.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad.
And I'm not going to move for a long time now.
How many years do you think?
At least 10.
At least 10.
Apparently the average is 7.
Oh, right. Okay.
Which is what I was in my old house.
Right. 7 years, exactly.
Yeah.
Why would you move? Because you've had all of your kids. You don't want more.
We're not going to have any more. We've got 3. We're done.
Yeah.
No.
And just to put on record, you had one, then 2 years later you wanted another one. You had twins.
Yeah, oops.
And then you had 3 under the age of 3.
3 under the age of 2.5.
Oof.
Yeah. Not to be recommended.
And all of them are individuals of a high attention
How would you describe
span.
them?
No.
Demanding, full-on, active, lovely, but very exhausting children.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, they are 3 characters, let's say.
3 characters. Yes, that's a nice way of
We
putting it.
don't have an easy one. A placid one that sits in the corner.
So now they're all at school?
All at school, which is down the road. So no, I don't think we'd need to move. We're happy here. This can be a house for a long, long time as they grow.
So you could end up dying in this house.
That's a nice way of thinking about it, isn't it?
Don't you think?
Is it our
You're
forever
done.
home?
Yeah, is it?
Don't know.
Don't know.
It's a long-term home, definitely. It's a good family home.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll come back to this conversation 15 years from now.
You think I'm going to die in 15 years?
No, to see if you want to move.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
I'm giving you a few more years than that. Yeah.
Good.
So I probably will have said this in the introduction, but Holly is my sister.
Yes.
You are
The best one.
The best one, right? Okay. Already off to the races with that one. So you are the middle child.
The middle child, yes.
I was the youngest child
Yeah.
of 3. Mm-hmm. And do you like being the middle child?
I think middle child is good.
Tell me
I
why.
wouldn't want to be the older one.
Why?
I'm not brave enough to be the older one.
Come on now.
I remember thinking that when we were younger. If we ever went down the end of the garden, I was glad I was not the oldest one.
Down the end of the garden. That was where your limit of...
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be the older one that had to be the bravest one.
You know, I've never even contemplated that within your garden there's an area of fear.
Our garden was quite long. Remember our first garden?
That was tiny compared to our current...
Okay. But as a little child, I was glad I wasn't the oldest for that reason.
Wow. Go down the end of the garden. That is ridiculous.
I'm still glad I'm not the oldest.
Can you go down the end of your garden now?
My garden's not too long. It's fine.
Is that why it's your forever home?
Yeah. I can cope. The end, it's wide, not long. I can't deal with a long garden.
Oh my God. Oh God. Okay, so you like being the middle child so that you don't have to be the brave one.
Yeah.
Any other reasons?
Do things first. I'm happy with middle child.
Why wouldn't you like to be the youngest? I think you would suit the youngest.
What are you trying to say?
What you've just said.
I'd be all right being the youngest. I would have liked to have a twin, actually.
Oh.
Now that I've got twins, I would like to have had a twin.
See, I think twinness, being a twin, is a bit weird.
It is a bit weird.
Because you've always got that comparison.
Yeah, comparison will be hard. As they get older, I think that will be hard.
And if you stay glued to the hip, then is that weird? Is that... You can't be independent, can you?
Well, that's why it's important to give them their independence. So that people develop their own friendships, but they also have a best friend. It's like just a best friend, I like to think about it.
So you're saying that you were lonely as a sibling?
No, I was very lucky to have a brother and a sister. But I like being with people. So I'm not a person that spends a lot of time on their own.
Yeah, right, okay. You don't like alone time?
I do now more that I've got 3 children.
You've got 3 kids.
I'm desperate for time on my own. But growing up, I never liked time on my own, did I?
No, you didn't actually.
No. Maybe that's because I'm a middle child. I've always had one.
Yeah.
Around.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm the youngest and I love alone time.
Yeah, but you're just a different person now, different breed. And Laura loves alone time as well.
Yeah.
Different personalities.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so middle child, happy with that. What can you recall of our first interactions as brothers and sisters? Can you remember anything? Can you remember seeing me for the first time?
It's hard to know whether that's because I've seen a picture or whether I remember it, because I was 3 when you were born.
Yeah, that is young.
It is young. Apparently you do get first memories from about 3.
Really?
Yeah. But we did come to the hospital to meet you, me and Laura.
Right.
And we'd been at a dance show. So we were fully made up, all the makeup.
Oh, wow.
Hair. We'd been in our costumes and we came to meet you as a little baby in the hospital. There was a picture of that. But at that dance show, I'd fallen over as I was going off the stage and a man had picked me up and I'd cried.
I remember this story.
And not gone back on the stage where all our family were waiting to see me because a man had picked me up. I didn't like men when I was little.
Has that changed?
Yeah, a little bit.
You're married.
Enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scared me. So that is a memory, but that's a memory from pictures and being told about it.
Yes. But it's hard to know whether a memory is really a memory.
It'll be even more so now with our children. They see videos and everything of them now.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Video as well of young age.
Yeah.
That'd be confusing. But I think that's kind of nice because we can't really remember much.
No,
can we?
I wish we did have more video and
more accessible because you're not going to go through the attic and look at the VHS.
Get out that huge video camera that we used to take on holiday.
Incredible size that.
Yeah, that was funny. We did have some funny videos on that camera.
Yeah. Do you remember we tried to make You've Been Framed clips as kids?
Yes, because you'd get £250.
Yeah.
That was a lot of money.
Back then, even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tried to do stunts in the garden, didn't we?
Yeah. So you've been framed. What is that?
It's a TV show where people send in comedy clips where things have gone wrong or people have fallen over, things like that,
Exactly.
that make people laugh, and they put them all together in a collage of clips.
Yeah.
And they said, if you send in your video, you will earn £250, a check in the post is what they used to say, isn't it?
If it gets accepted.
If it gets accepted.
If it gets played.
Yeah.
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 So we used to always want to think up something. I'm not sure that's the idea.
No, it's normally
capture
meant to be capturing a natural thing,
Yeah.
but we were like, let's fake it.
falling down a slide or something like that.
Yeah, one of us was rolling down a slide.
Yeah.
And then the other one was hit, domino effect.
Yeah. Yes.
And then somebody scored a goal or something like that,
I
hitting the
remember.
football. We're like,
Oh, yes.
How funny.
Yeah, we never sent
Surprise.
anything in, did we?
Oh, no, we did not.
We
no,
didn't submit.
We didn't send that.
No,
We
not
weren't
funny
confident.
enough.
No. That was with the heifers.
It was,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
in their garden.
Okay. But going back to the first memory, you were picked up by a man, so you were a disgruntled little child going
Yeah.
to a hospital with a head full of a
Face full of makeup.
face full of makeup. Thank
Yeah,
you.
at 3, which is not really appropriate. Mummy must have got a few looks.
Yeah. And then
I'm not sure if I can remember bits from us being younger, but not really young.
okay,
More the things that stand out are more holidays and
holidays.
and occasions like Christmas and things like that, I guess.
All right. Well, let's go there. Holidays.
Mm-hmm.
What can you remember? Any particularly bad ones?
Yes. Okay. So we were going to Spain. So we were quite old by this time. We
Right.
must have been late. I must have been 19, 20, that sort of,
Right.
maybe a bit younger, 17.
Oh, yeah.
So we were older. Laura wasn't coming with us this time. She was old enough to stay at home for the week. So we were going to Spain. You probably know
Yeah.
where I'm going with this. So firstly, it was like a comedy of events that just kept going wrong. So we get to the airport. Daddy is funny at times because he's a bit Mr. Bean-like
Yeah.
and just have us in stitches sometimes, not meaning to be funny, just doing things
Yeah. We're very much laughing at
at
him.
him, which he's fine with.
He is.
He deals with that very well.
He's very good at dealing with that.
So we went into a restaurant to go and get some food at the airport. He bulldozes his way in, doesn't see a queue, goes and sits down.
I forgot
Remember
about
that?
that.
With his hat on, his holiday
Two
hat.
hats?
2 hats.
Do you
Normally
remember,
2
that
hats.
is another story,
That's
but
a
do you
good
want to say
one.
that one?
We were coming through airport security.
Passport control
Passport
bit.
control, where they're very serious.
Yeah.
And they said to him, "Could you take your hat off, sir?" And he went, took one off, a trilby, and there's another trilby underneath. They must have thought he was some sort of joker, but Andy had not enjoyed the hat that he'd chosen to buy, so Daddy had accumulated 2 hats.
Oh, I see. And he was taking 2 back or 2.
Yeah, and you can't put them in your suitcase. So
No.
he wore them, obviously.
He's that type of person that wears 2 hats. He also wears 2 sets of glasses.
Yes.
So he's got his glasses and then his sunglasses.
Sunglasses over the top.
Yeah, and they go
Yeah.
over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we managed to have some food, and then Daddy realised he didn't have his driving licence. Remember that?
Oh.
So then he rings his friend to try and get him to drive it to the airport, because Daddy's the one that drives the car when we're on holiday.
Yes.
So he
Can I just time out and just say, Daddy is not a normal usage at the age that Holly is at. This shows our middle class
Yes.
upbringing.
We are.
My dad,
That's my dad as well.
our daddy, just told me yesterday that he thinks of himself as upper middle class because of how our great auntie was part of
Some sort of royalty.
some sort an earl, like she was married to an earl or something like that.
I don't really know.
Nor do I, but so he sees himself as an
wow.
upper middle class.
Wow. That's very Daddy.
I mean, and then he did say, no, I do lead a normal sort of middle class life.
Don't live a royal life.
No, I'm not a royal. I don't attend events and sign and cut ribbons.
No. He'd like to do that.
You would.
He
He
would.
would. Yeah, he would. But he has that sort of backdrop from his childhood.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Which, I mean, fair enough
you
if he
come-
thinks that
That's
he's
part
that.
of your.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do still call them Daddy and Mummy.
Yes.
And my children call me, although my children are breaking the rules.
And I think that's right.
Oh.
I don't think it's necessary to sound like a child all
I'm
of your
fine for them
life.
calling Daddy Dad. They call Andy Dad. That's fine. I've stopped answering to Mum for a while.
No!
They're so little. They can still call me Mummy.
But
I won't make them do it when they're teenagers.
what's the cutoff point? Teenagers?
Yeah.
Like 13?
Not 13. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out when we get there. But I prefer Mummy for now.
I used to feel so embarrassed having
me
to say
too.
mummy.
Yeah, me
No,
too.
you loved it.
No, I still feel embarrassed, especially when I'm out now.
But on a podcast.
Mummy!
Yeah. I shouted that out this morning out the window to try and catch her, and the gardener looked up. God, we sound middle class.
Upper
middle class.
Anyway, we digress.
Yes.
So Daddy rung his friend Graham.
Yes.
To try and get him to bring his driving license.
Yes.
About 3 or 4 times when he'd get to, I just need to ask you a favour, the phone would cut out. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And this was so loud in the restaurant.
That we hadn't queued for, and people were annoyed that we were sat down.
Taken the best seat in the house.
Yeah.
So we thought Graham was just hanging up on him because he didn't want to help him. Anyway, he did help him. He got the driving licence. Our flight was then delayed, I think. So we got to Spain very, very late.
Yes, we did. Yes.
Took ages to get the hire car.
Yeah.
Boiling hot. Then we drove to the place.
Which was around 11 p.m, I think, at
Yeah,
this
it was
point.
late.
Yeah.
So we arrived at the place and the reception was closed. So we couldn't get in. So we were like, oh my God, where are we going to sleep? We'd had this hire car that was a bit like Postman Pat's van. We had to sleep in the car. I mean, I've never done anything of the sort before.
Have you again since?
No, it was so traumatic. I will avoid. So we had nowhere to sleep. So we slept in the car. You slept on the park bench,
yes,
which was like steel metal, not comfy at all.
Well, that's because you were stretched out on the back seat.
Yeah,
the back
I remember
bench.
waking up in the middle of the night. Well, I mean,
You kicked me out, basically. Said, go sleep on a bench.
I woke up, cried, because I was so uncomfortable and unhappy about this situation. And no one was awake or gave me any attention, so I stopped. I really remember that. Thinking there's no point crying, no one's listening.
Does that say anything about
Yes.
what?
How we've been treated.
I was also thinking of someone younger than you right now.
My children?
Is he?
Yeah, she's like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, annoys me. So it gets worse. So then it's morning, 6 a.m. or something, the reception opens. And I think I even said that night, imagine if they didn't have our booking. So we get to reception desk. No, sorry, Mr. Baxter, your booking's been cancelled.
Cancelled. I forgot that it was cancelled.
Yeah. Someone had rung him and it was cancelled or something. Anyway, so this is peak summer. It's mid-August, like everywhere's fully booked. So they said, come and have some breakfast. We'll sort you out a room. We go to breakfast. We're all like starving, hungry and grumpy. And Mummy puts some salt on her egg and the whole salt pot goes all over her egg. And for Mummy, who's quite particular about levels of salt, not because she's a health freak, but taste-wise.
Also the eggs. I thought you were going to say she's very sensitive about her eggs.
Yeah, she has to eat it when it's hot. It's quite stressful in our house when it's ready.
And if it's a poached egg, it's got to be liquidy on the inside, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But she's made it clear that she won't eat anything else.
No, so having a whole pot of salt on her egg was not ideal.
And she's normally quite like comfortable to eat whatever. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, she's not
too fussy.
No, she's not difficult in that way.
No.
But that was not ideal.
But eggs
it was
and
funny.
salt.
Yeah, not good. So then they said, right, we've got you a room. We'll show you across to your room. This room was labelled G1 and it was a dungeon. It had bars over the windows and doors. It stank. It was literally underground.
Did stink of mould.
Yeah. It was damp. It was dark. I mean, we normally had nice holidays because we had a timeshare. So they were nice standard of places. Yeah. And this was just not okay.
No.
After a night
for the upper
in the
middle
car.
class Baxter family.
No. So I don't even know what we did. We complained.
Yes.
Obviously.
And not our mother.
No,
our father.
Daddy.
Yeah.
This makes us sound so snobby.
Yeah.
But it was not nice.
It really wasn't. It was horrible.
Yeah. So we complained. Anyway, they found us a new hotel, I think. We went to a different place on a golf course.
Yeah.
Oh, there was only one bedroom though. So we had to sleep on the mattress on the floor in the sitting room.
Yeah.
Luckily,
I think there was a sofa bed.
Maybe it was a sofa bed.
As in one of us, you were on the sofa bed probably and I was on the park bench.
Yeah. Stay outside.
Yeah.
Luckily we didn't have Laura that week.
Yeah. I thought she came
She came the second week and she didn't really enjoy it.
Well, where did she sleep?
No, we moved to a second place.
Oh, yeah, we had a second. Yeah. Okay.
But
so
the holiday turned out well. It was just in a very funny... Oh, and also, Laura was at home. We had baby kittens at the time.
And they ended up in the tree?
In the tree that night when we had no place to sleep. They'd escaped. They were being collected the next day. They were like 8 weeks old. And one of them, tiny kitten, had climbed the highest tree next to our house.
I thought the mum had taken the kitten up the tree.
Maybe the mum had gone up and
she knew that the people were going to come and take them. Very smart.
The kitten was stuck up there. Laura's come back from work late and couldn't get the kitten down know the people were coming the next day to pick up the kitten. So they had to get the fire brigade out to spray the tree so that the kitten went...
Oh, is that how they do it?
Yeah.
They spray the tree?
Or shake it?
I thought they'd go up and pick them up with a ladder.
No, it definitely fell a bit down.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean, drama.
Yeah. That's one of the 9 lives gone.
Yeah, poor thing, before it even started its life.
Yeah.
Anyway, it all turned out fine. We had a great week that week.
We did,
It was a fun place.
So there you go. A good example of a holiday gone wrong.
That turned out good.
Turned out good, yes. Nice, okay. Any more holiday dramas that you can think of?
Dramas. We went to one year we went to America.
Oh.
And we went to, this is just not a disaster, just a funny memory.
This is a good indicator as to what I was like.
Yeah.
We will be leaving the free version of this episode here for today. But if you did want to continue listening to this conversation, then head over to the BritishEnglishPodcast.com, where you can sign up to the Premium Podcast or the Academy. The Premium Podcast gives you the ad-free version with transcripts, a full glossary and flashcards, whereas the Academy gives you all of that plus a whole lot more, including vocab video lessons, writing assignments, weekly Zoom classes, and you can also get paired with a new speaking partner of a similar level to yours each month to really get your speaking practice in. But if you were just here for the free version of this episode, then I thank you very much. Congratulations for getting to the end of this part, and I hope to see you back here next week for another episode. I've been your host, Charlie, on the British English Podcast. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Before you go, make sure you know where you stand in your English learning journey. I've created a free English level test that you can take right now to find out your exact level. It's quick, easy, and gives you instant results. Head to thebritishenglishpodcast.com/testme or check the link in the show notes. Because tracking your progress helps you stay on track. We can't use track twice, guys. No, let's do that again. Yep, we don't have time. Oh. All right, we'll just delete this last sentence then.